If you were to go back now and you were to talk to yourself 5 years ago and say to her, Rita, then, about starting a business, what would you do differently?
You should have done it sooner. It was about the confidence. It's always when I've worked for global banks, I've worked for quite a lot of corporate industries. Mm-hmm. I've taken a lot of skill sets, lots of good talent I've worked with, and I've really strived from that. But it was having the confidence to say, one day I can do this for myself. And I think I felt as well, being a female in the industry, because you were dominated by males.
Okay. Yeah.
And just sitting in a room, I'd be the only female there. So I always felt like I had to work that much harder. Whether you want to work for yourself or someone else, just take those skill sets, take those talents, listen, learn, absorb, take all of those skill sets with you. Yeah. And then eventually when the time is right, you know where your path is next. And kind of for us, we now know that this is our vision.
Right, welcome to the New Leaf podcast, and today I'm joined by Rita and Rohit from the Mortgage Stop. So great to have you with us, guys. How are you doing?
Very well,
thank you.
Pleased to be here.
So tell me first a little bit about the Mortgage Stop.
So we are an independent mortgage advisor firm. We do obviously mortgages, buy-to-lets, portfolio landlords. We also do equity release, a lot of later life mortgages, and protection as well.
And you recently celebrated your 5th anniversary. I saw that on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
thank you.
And you're married?
We are married, yeah. That's been a bit longer than 5 years.
Still married, that's good.
Still married,
5 years of working together,
Yeah.
excellent. So it's great to have you with us guys today, and we're obviously really excited to hear more about your business and also for your clients to understand what you can do for them. You've recently joined New Leaf.
We have.
As well, which is really cool, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
Obviously you established business with another network, but you decided to join us and you were already successful. So the reason for joining us, I'd be interested in what was the motivation for you to do that?
Well, I'll let you start.
Yeah, okay. So it's really to take it to the next level, essentially, is where we come from. So I'm a firm believer in planning where you want to be. So we've got a 5-year plan, or we had a 5-year plan. And part of that 5-year plan was to keep growing the business and introduce new products and services that we could offer to our clients. And where we were previously, we could only do a certain range of products and services.
Okay.
With New Leaf, we now have a wider set of products and services that we can offer our clients and move things forward for them and offer them a more holistic service.
Excellent. That's really good to hear. I know that other networks, nothing wrong with them, but they do have a bit of restriction on what you can and can't do. And there's a big reason why people join us, because of the commercial mortgages, because of IFA as well. I know you guys are interested in developing your business into that space as well. We can talk about that a little bit in a moment. I want to go back to the beginning though, first of all. And Rita, you started a business, didn't you?
Yes.
And you were on your own at the time?
Yes.
If you were to go back now and you were to talk to yourself 5 years ago and say to her, Rita, then, about starting a business, what would you do differently?
You should have done it sooner. It was about the confidence. It's always when I've worked for global banks, I've worked for quite a lot of corporate industries. Mm-hmm. I've taken a lot of skill sets, lots of good talent I've worked with, and I've really strived from that. But it was having the confidence to say, one day I can do this for myself.
Nice.
And I think that sort of the partnership that we have, Rohit saw that talent in me and he said, why don't you do it for yourself? And I was like, no, I can't do it.
I've been nagging her for years to do it.
And he's like, I can help you. I was like, no, I've got no idea how to do this. And it was just having that. I've always had the growth and development, but there's that saturation point where you think, do you know what? I want to do it my way. I want to do certain things my way.
Nice.
And I'm sick and tired of being told to do it their way. Mm-hmm. And it almost became very robotic. And it was like, I like dealing with clients in the way that I want to chat to them. And sort of that dictatorship in a corporate life became quite mundane. Yeah. And Rohit sort of recognised that, and it was quite dull when I'd come home and he'd be like, do it for yourself. And
so were you working in sort of like a more of a corporate brokerage or something? Before?
Yeah, a corporate brokerage. Before that I was in banking, so you only knew one product, one system, one way of doing things, and then to another bank, and then worked for a whole of market firm, and then again, no particular training or guidance, but it was very much the way they had mortgage introducers and the way they worked was very old school. And it was like, well, why don't you try it this way? It was like, they didn't want to know.
No.
And I think I felt as well, being a female in the industry, because you were dominated by males.
Okay. Yeah.
And just sitting in a room, I'd be the only female there. So I always
Yeah.
felt like I had to work that much harder as well.
That's a really good point. I think we're very lucky in New Leaf that we have a very high proportion of women to male. I think even now it's quite unique actually, because it's still male dominated industry in reality. But certainly in New Leaf we feel like it's different.
Yeah.
Different. So
Yeah.
hopefully you'll find that's
Absolutely, yeah.
nicer for you as well. But Rohit joined the business then a little bit later.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what was the
Did
reason
couple
for
years.
you getting involved in?
So I got fed up in my corporate life. So I worked 25 plus years for big blue chip companies, looking after tech and budgets and plans, and was fed up with it.
Yeah.
And wanted something for myself. And Rita had grown the business, done really well, and was looking to kind of expand and take on another advisor. And she just said, well, hang on. Why would I take on another advisor? Why can't you do exams and you come and work for me?
Nice.
We'll take it a step back, because 5 years ago was COVID.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the scary part as
That's
well. It was
hard.
like, oh,
Yeah.
is this the right time to be doing it? And I was talking to my family members, and my dad was like, yeah, do it. Go for it. You've got Rohit support, do it. And then my mum was like, oh, no, don't do it. And it was like very much like, well, no, let's try.
Yeah.
And if all else fails, we'll go back to working for someone else. And I thought, well, I never want to go back to working for someone else. And then Rohit had been listening to my conversations, because we'd all been working from home. And he was like, oh, that sounded quite interesting. And then I said, right, well, order your CMAPs. And he was casually reading them in the background, as well as working and helping me up with the business as well. So there's
Nice.
more to it than just kind of leaving his job and joining me.
Yeah, there's always been a support, supporting you to start from the start, really. But your business has grown, really quickly in that 5-year period, obviously. What was your best way of trying to attract customers in the early stages? Like, how did you do that?
Initially, it was just, I love being in the community. And where I am locally, I've always been sort of in some sort of, kind of community-driven events, and worked with all ages of people. And then people get talking to you and say, what do you do what's your real job? What do you do? And when you're talking to people, whether that's raising money for a charity or working for a community to set up a certain event.
Yeah. I see you're quite active in
we love the
fundraising and
community.
community-supported events.
Yeah,
You get
and
involved.
I found actually when people learn to trust you and they like you, they'll come to you and they'll refer, even if they're not at that mortgage age, for example, they'll start telling their children about you or whoever's
There's definitely a
looking.
credibility side of it,
Yes.
obviously, as well for your business, which is not probably why you do it.
Yeah,
but,
it's
it has that
twofold.
collateral effect, doesn't it?
Yeah,
That
it's kind of
people
like-
will come to you.
Like the volunteering side, it takes you away from your desk. That's actually quite nice in a way.
That's a good point, yeah.
But also it's like coming back and you're smiling, you think, right, let's do some work now, and
Yeah.
you're motivated. But you do get referrals without even
Sure.
expecting to get referrals.
We're talking about clients then that coming to see you. For clients who are potentially listening to this and thinking, I want to work with you guys. What sort of cases have you worked on that were quite exciting or different?
Loads. No two cases are the same. Everyone has got a unique set of circumstances, and it's all very, very kind of personal to them. And that's kind of one of the things that we picked up on very early in the business. Is actually clients want to be listened to, and they want you to understand what their problem is and help them resolve that problem.
Sure.
And I think we've dealt with all sorts of different clients. I think Rita in particular has, with the later life lending side of it, you do see a lot more clients who are potentially vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I think Rita's dealt with quite a few. Got
Yeah, I think the best one that I've had recently was one of my existing mortgage clients brought her mum in, and she goes, I want my mum to have a chat with you.
Sure.
No idea what the chat was about. And she said, well, I think my mum needs equity release.
Okay.
I said, okay. So we had the whole shebang conversation. And her mum, you could see, was severely suffering with health conditions, breathing problems, couldn't even come up the stairs, where our offices had stairs, and she really struggled to come up the stairs. So we broke it down, and she said, look, she has no money, no income, her house is falling apart, and she just really needs some help. And I said, equity release is not the right thing for you.
Wow.
Whilst I was listening, and I knew a charity that's actually next door to us, and they deal with a lot of like carers and elderly people. And I said, I think you need to speak to the charity next door. So I actually went and sat with her.
Yeah.
And a few months later, I got delivery, surprise, flowers turned up. And I said, what's this? And she goes, thank you so much for doing that. Because I didn't get anything. I didn't get any
No, of course not.
But the reward was satisfaction. Because, well, what happened? So I phoned her and she said, I managed to get a grant from the council to help me. Now I've got hot water, I've got heating, my breathing's
wow. So
really...
she literally was looking for financing, bit of money for that, but she got the grants in the end.
Yeah.
The grant.
So her breathing's really improved because of it. And
of course.
Massive life changes.
I mean, that is a really cool story, because I imagine, obviously it may be a bit of my opinion here, but I imagine some advisors might not have thought about offering that service, and they would have just gone with the extra release. They got paid. Probably nothing wrong, particularly of doing that in terms of product choice, maybe being the right choice for her. But actually wouldn't have thought outside the box.
Yeah,
and
you've
lost the money, right?
Yeah,
and then that's exactly it. What Rita said. It didn't feel right, and being very the way that we've kind of are growing our business, we want it to be part of the community. We want to be part of where we live, etc. Yes, we deal with everyone across the country, but actually we grow it from local.
It's a community-based
and to do that,
business.
you have trust. And then it's things like that where you say, actually, you don't need a mortgage, you don't need extra release, you need help in a different way. And we still got business out of it, because at the end of the day, that
she told all her family, didn't she?
Oh, there you go.
So I've got extended family come to foreign equity release.
Yeah.
So it's actually, and it's nice because they've come in with a strong reputation that you're good.
Yeah.
That feels really good as well.
You said trust. You're building trust within your community there. I know one way to build trust is through marketing, right? Yeah. And you guys are quite prolific marketers.
Yeah.
Rohit, you use the news page platform as I do.
Yeah.
And that can help. But what are your thoughts on being in the media and being sound bites, getting into the Times, Telegraph, all these places? How have you found that work for your business?
Yeah, no, it's good to build a reputation to start off with. It gives credibility to your business, but just being in the media isn't enough. It's what you do with that information as well. So you need to tell clients about it. You need to tell the world about it. So it's about getting that and kind of sharing it.
I'm in the paper, guys.
Exactly. And it is exactly that. So it's about taking that. And it is daunting, actually. So because you're going in the press, you're going to have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people seeing what you're saying and what you're thinking. So it is scary, but not as scary as being on the BBC. Like
I know.
I've been roped into
it.
Yes,
You were on TV, right?
Yes,
on a panel.
Twice now. BBC,
scary.
Yes,
scary.
It's a whole different experience, and it's so fast paced. But it's really, really good publicity as well, good PR.
100%.
But being on the radio, I was on Moneybox quite recently as well.
Yeah, that's really
cool. And it's great when they're ringing you for opinions, and it's like, oh my God, they really trust me. Do I even know what I'm talking about?
You think what your clients will see that if you have that image of you like you posted with you on the BBC News, and client sees that, they then see another advisor hasn't got that on their feed. And if I'm thinking, who do I choose? Obviously, I'm going for Rita.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I immediately will think that she's more credible.
Yeah.
And I've also had more new connections, especially on LinkedIn, from just that one post.
Amazing. Yeah. So you're really building out your community for introducers as well and other things like that. So marketing's important, obviously. But then what about your business generally operationally? So you've got, you've obviously 5-6 years now, 5 years into your 6th year. Yeah. But what operational change, strategic change, or maybe tech change have you seen that's really helped you, build out your business in the last 5 years?
So, the biggest change that's happening to everyone is AI at the moment, and embracing that. And we're very yin and yang in technology-wise. I'm all for technology. I love all the new stuff that's coming out. I love looking at everything. Rita's like, why are you changing something?
This is where the arguments start.
So that's where we get into the
works.
debate. So I'm used to this.
We're doing fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing's wrong with a notepad and pen, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
But so it's all about. So where I come from is that we want to be great advisors, and we want to offer the great advice to our customers and our clients and stuff. We're not great marketeers, So what when we started off, it was we were doing everything. So we were doing the marketing, we were doing the Google ads, we were doing social media, we were doing everything.
Overwhelming,
and it's exactly that. It's overwhelming,
intimidating as well, actually.
So the biggest thing we've done is invested in the right tools and people to help us kind of do that for us, because we're not experts in it. It's like a jack of all trades. You'll be okay at it, but you won't be great. So. we've taken on someone, a marketing apprentice who's learning as she's going, but is helping us, and is learning a new set of skills and bringing ideas to the business, and that's really helped to take a load of work off of us and develop that as well. But also we pay for service as well. So we pay for people with specialist expertise to help us develop things. And then finally, it is about investing in tech, and don't be scared to invest in technology, because a lot of people are scared to sign up for a subscription and not use it. But I think you should be looking at technology, trying to invest in technology and seeing how it improves your business, and then get rid of it if it doesn't work for you.
Yeah, try it out.
Yeah, try it out and then see what happens.
If you fail, it's fine.
Exactly.
It's all part of learning.
Yeah.
But you talk about AI, you mentioned that. Do you think AI could be the end of the mortgage broker?
It won't be the end of the mortgage broker.
No.
And the main reason being is that I think AI will work well for people who have very straightforward circumstances.
Yeah.
And I think we'll see a lot of lenders embracing AI and taking on clients directly who are very straightforward.
Sure.
But there's fewer and fewer people with straightforward
Do you
circumstances.
see a straightforward case that much
No.
these days?
Exactly.
Not really.
And I also
Not
think
really.
even the most intellectual person, doctors, they need their hand holding.
Yeah.
They're quite capable of doing it online.
Yeah.
They could, but they still want that reassurance of a human being.
I think you're right, because doing it online that's always been around anyway. Someone could have done it themselves with or without AI before. Yeah. So you're probably right. We're still going to be there, and there's lots of people who do want to talk to us. They've got complicated circumstances, obviously. Now, we mentioned at the start that one of the reasons you were interested in joining New Leaf was because of the investment side. And that was obviously something you don't do at the moment, and you weren't able to do under your performer network. So what's your thoughts on that? Why be? And you're a great mortgage business. Yeah. Why get into IFA?
We're always thinking, what next?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Rohit mentioned about having a 5-year plan. And I've always said I want to go into the IFA world.
Yeah.
Did my qualifications many moons ago now, but because we've been focused so much on building the business, and there's so many clients I see so many gaps with, which I'm itching to help them now, and really kind of nurture them even more.
Because you've got a great client bank already, and you're probably taking good fat fines. You'll have all that information.
Growing with them as well, so it's really nice to see couples that I did mortgages for. Over 10 years, some of them, but for 5 years they've kind of followed me, and they've had children, and we kind of touch base, get to know their families. So I think it's a really good way of
you're not just
them.
turning up out of nowhere saying, I can do your ISAs now. You got that credibility, that community-based business where they really trust you, right? Your clients, you really put that effort into
that's the key word again, is trust. It is that it's doing kind of like the mortgages and that kind of thing is great, and it helps build a relationship there, but it doesn't give you a long-term relationship with your clients, and that's kind of what we want. We want a long-term relationship with our clients, and the way to do that is by offering even more products and services like full financial advice to those clients. And so it said that is our 5-year plan. So in the next 6 months or so, we will be launching that side of the business.
You're doing the sort of bridging commercial side, which we've not really had a
okay,
chance to do.
I mean, we've seen some episodes, some guests on these episodes of us, and they're telling us about some of the incredible deals they put through on the bridging commercial. And I think one lady talked about a sort of £40,000 case that she did in income. I was just thinking, wow, that's insane. But it just opens up a world of again, it's kind of like an investment, isn't it? Like, investor type clients who just have a lot of money.
It is, and it's also keeping a connection with clients, because previously we used to hand off those types of clients to a third party to do those kind of solutions, and you lose that connection with the client as a result, because you're not really offering that solution, and we want to retain that connection, and that's kind of where New Leaf came in.
I mean, there are some really good sort of expert brokers out there, and I know packages, some people don't like them, some people don't mind, but there's probably some good businesses there that do a good job for clients. But ultimately, you're right, you lose retention, you lose the client ownership. And that's a problem. If they make a mistake, that comes back to you, doesn't it? Your reputation is at risk, not theirs. And then ideally, if you do it yourself, it should be less money for the client, less fees. You got better access to the deals, hopefully, to get a better deal as well. So, all in, it's going to be a better outcome for them.
And then at the end of the day, there's a business reason for doing the financial advice as well, is that the way to grow value in your business is to have ongoing recurring income, and financial advice is that. So we're thinking also of our long-term, 10, 15, 20 year
I'm
plan
already
at the same
talking
time.
retirement for us.
Yeah, so
It gives you an exit. It gives you an
Exactly.
exit. You're right. Mortgage businesses, it's difficult to sell a mortgage business on its own if you're looking for exiting it.
Yeah.
It's not impossible. Don't get me wrong. You can, but the
It's much
IFA
harder.
world is a lot easier, and there's been a acceptable standard for it.
Yeah.
As people are used to doing for buying out IFA businesses. I think it's great because with New Leaf, of course, we do all the power planning, all the administration support as well. So when you're coming into it, you haven't got to worry about, I've got to learn all these research tools, I've got to learn all. Because it is a minefield, really.
It is quite
of
daunting
things
to think about it.
And
but
you've already done the mortgage, all that mortgage research, all that protection stuff you've learned over the years. Now you're almost resetting, and it's even more in depth. But I think you'll find, hopefully, with us, we'll help you just to do what you're good at, which is sitting in front of those clients and giving them advice.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
So the other thing I want to talk about is your business growth in terms of your team. Now, you mentioned you got apprentices and you've got other people that work with you and doing marketing, other bits and pieces. Do you see yourself growing the business outwards a bit with more advisors, more admin? How do you manage that growth?
Yeah, so the plan is, yes. So kind of, we want to retain the advice thing for ourselves a little bit for now, because it's still continuing to build our kind of trust with clients and everything like that. And what we want, our plan is to grow a more, so we're currently advertising anyway for another new role, a kind of client care coordinator, which is to really keep clients up to date with what's happening and progress on their cases and that kind of thing.
Okay, that makes sense. That's good.
So that's where we want to go. And its reasons being clients want to be kept informed. So we're looking to make sure that role fulfills that role.
Yeah.
Once we've got that, yes, we plan to continue growing. We hope to recruit at least another 1 to 2 advisors over the course of the next 12 months or so. That's the plan. And with that, again, more support staff to help.
Will they be in the office sort of with you or anywhere?
We're open-minded.
Flexible,
We're flexible.
It's a different world now, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
not just always office space, but I think whilst you're learning, we kind of encourage them to be in the office.
Yeah, of
'cause
course.
that's the best place you're going to learn, and then we'll just kind of play it by ear, really.
Yeah, fair enough.
So we've got definite growth plans.
Yeah, good.
And especially with Rita moving into the IFA world
Yeah.
in the next few months, her caseload plus my caseload, we're going to need someone to help support with that. Yeah.
So for brokers getting started, a lot of people listening to this podcast might also be advisors who want to know about how you've built your business and get tips and hints from people on here. What would you tell them, like, if they want to get into this industry, what they should be prepared for?
I think just everyone's got their own journey, so don't compare to other people. Your journey is your own, and when you feels right, when it's ready, whether you want to work for yourself or someone else, just take those skill sets, take those talents, listen, learn, absorb, take all of those skill sets with you.
Yeah.
And then eventually when the time is right, you know where your path is next. And kind of for us, we now know that this is our vision. And so, go for it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And my advice to anyone starting new is to, from day one, know your numbers. Because at the end of the day, know where you are, know where you want to be, and then work out how you're going to get there, and then follow that path. Don't just sit there and think it's going to happen. It's not. You need to set yourself some targets, you need to set yourself objectives, and you need to work out how you're going to deliver those.
And never sleep.
That's definitely non-negotiable, I think, when you're starting this industry. Look, this podcast, the New Leaf podcast, the tagline is turning it over a new leaf in financial advice. And we're asking all of our guests, what's the one new leaf that you've turned over in your business recently or right now?
Well, I think the obvious one is joining New Leaf. Is
Yeah,
the biggest one.
And goes without saying, definitely.
Expanding out into things like bridging commercial. So that's been the big thing for me, for us. And I think, that's probably the biggest thing. And taking that step, because leaving one network to join another network is quite scary.
It's a big deal, isn't it?
Yeah, because there's financial implications involved in there in terms of income coming in and how that's going to be managed and everything like that. And then there's the actual, is it the right decision kind of thing? And
there's always that.
Yeah.
There's always going to be that worry, I think.
Yeah.
As much as a sales pitch from us or whoever can be perfect or whatever. But you're right. And I think hopefully now you've been here for a few months that you've seen it's all good.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely no regrets, I think is how I described it the other day.
It's good energy. Really good energy.
Rita, what about you? What's your new leaf?
As we've spoken about, going into the IFA world, can't wait to get out in the community and tell them that this is what I'm doing now.
Awesome.
And for me, it's working in the sort of our Asian community as well. It's very kind of culturally, don't talk about money. It's never talked about. So I want to break that mold, especially females as well, to encourage them. It's okay to talk about estate planning and death. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know, you need to be prepared.
Trailblazer.
Yeah.
Excellent. I love it. I love it. Look, where clients listening today, where can they find out more about your business?
So best thing is go to our website, so themortgagestop.co.uk.
Yeah.
And we're on all the social medias as well. So
just search your names.
Search for our names. We're all there.
Rita Rohit Kohli.
Yeah.
Find you more.
And we're not related to the cricketer, unfortunately. But
Well, look, it's been amazing having you on as a guest today. Thank you so much for being here on the New Leaf podcast, turning over a new leaf in financial advice.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been great.